Back to week number 66 of Scott's Weekly Sports, part 2. Once again, I keep on saying it every week. One week I will be right on this. Next week he will not be here. But the following week I will try and get my dad here for Scott's Weekly Sports. He had a work problem tonight, so he will not be in again tonight. I apologize for all the people that want to see him on the show this week. And we went to the game last night, UCF and Temple. Pretty good. I'd give the team a very solid B- after the complete game last night. Defense needs some work. Did not look good. I saw a tweet on Twitter earlier today saying Alabama would score 140 points on this team, and I absolutely agree with that. Our defense is not good. Maybe they put up like 70 on us. Our defense is not good. It's inconsistent. I mean, we play like crap in the first half, and then the second half rolls around, we play much better. So into the picks for college football and the NFL we go right now. First game out tonight at 7:30, just about 2 hours before kickoff. It will be the 4-4 Pitt Panthers heading into Scott Stadium to take on in Blacksburg. The Charlottesville, Virginia, to take on the number 25 ranked in the first ever college football poll this year, Virginia Cavaliers. I will take the Virginia Cavaliers to get a win here at home in Charlottesville. Virginia's probably the favorites to come out of the other side of the ACC right now, coming out of the Coastal. I believe they're in the Coastal Division. So, congratulations, Virginia. You probably get a butt whooping by Clemson in the conference championship game, but I'll take Virginia to get the win here and probably move on to play Clemson in the ACC championship game. Next up, probably one of the bigger blowouts of the weekend is unranked Louisville, coming in with only 2 wins on the season, heading to Memorial Stadium and Clemson to take on Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. Boy, oh boy, what a game that was last week. Clemson laid a whooping on Florida State last week again. Final score was like 65-7 or something like that. I'll take Clemson to get a home win over Louisville on Saturday. Should be no problems here for Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. I will take Dabo Swinney and his Clemson Tigers coming in at number 2 in the first ever college football poll this year to get the win at home in Death Valley on Saturday. Next up, Scott Frost coming in with a 2-game win streak now at 2-6. Needs to win out to get bowl eligible, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's going to happen. They head in to the Horseshoe to take on Urban Meyer and Ohio State. I'm going to take Ohio State at home. I just feel like Nebraska's not ready to play these big boys in the Big Ten yet. So I'm going to take Dwayne Haskins and Ohio State to get the win here over the Cornhuskers on Saturday. Next up, 19th-ranked Syracuse head in to BB&T Stadium in Winston-Salem, North Carolina to take on the 4-4 Wake Forest Demon Deacons. I will take Eric Dungey and the Syracuse Orange. I feel like the Orange have been playing very well last week. A nice win last week over NC State last week for Syracuse. So I will take the Orange to get a win here over the Demon Deacons on Saturday with another win. Next up, number 20, Texas A&M, still somehow in the top 25 with 3 losses as they head in to Jordan-Hare and Auburn to take on Gus Malzahn and the Auburn Tigers. The wheels on the Gus bus are basically flat now. They are not good. I'm going to take the Aggies of A&M to get the win here. A&M's had a very good season. Tough loss last week to Mississippi State, but I'm going to take the Aggies to get a win here on Saturday over the Auburn Tigers on Saturday. Next up, number 24 ranked Iowa State coming in very well. 2 top 25 wins for Iowa State this year with Oklahoma State and West Virginia as they head into Manhattan, Kansas, as they head into Lawrence and Memorial Stadium to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. I will take the Iowa State Cyclones on the road. The Cyclones have been playing great football all season long. 2 upsets so far this year. Hopefully they don't get upset this week in Lawrence, but I'll take Iowa State to get the win over the Jayhawks on Saturday. Next up, one of the bigger games of the weekend is number 6 Georgia heads into Kroger Field to take on number 9 ranked Kentucky. I told my friend Terry Jewell I'd pick Kentucky until right here, so I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to take Georgia to get the win here. I just don't feel like Kentucky's ready to beat a big boy in the SEC East yet. So I'll take the Georgia Bulldogs, who looked much better than I thought they would last week against Florida. So I'll take the Dogs to get the road win on Saturday against Kentucky. Next up, number 13 ranked West Virginia heading in to Austin to take on number 17 ranked Texas. I'm going to take the Texas Longhorns. They've been having a great season. They haven't lost since that first loss back in week 1 to Maryland. So I'll take the Texas Longhorns to get a slight upset and get a home win over West Virginia on Saturday. Next up, number 16 ranked Purdue heading into Ross-Ade Stadium and West Lafayette, Indiana to take on the Purdue Boilermakers. I will take Nate Stanley and Iowa to get a win here. Nate Stanley's been playing very well for Iowa this year. I'll take the Hawkeyes to get another win here on Saturday in West Lafayette against the Boilermakers of Purdue. Next up, unranked Florida State coming in at 4-4. Not a bad season for Florida State, but based on how much Florida State fans thought this was going to be a great year, it is kind of bad. As they head in to Raleigh, North Carolina, and Carter Finley Stadium to take on Ryan Finley and the NC State Wolfpack. I will take NC State. They're on a 2-game losing streak, but I don't think that continues here. I'll take NC State at home to get a home win over DeAndre Francois and the Florida State Seminoles here. So give me the Wolfpack to bounce back and get off the schneid here and get a win over the Seminoles. Next up, number 14 ranked Penn State heading in to Ann Arbor and the Big House to take on number 5 ranked Michigan. I will take Jim Harbaugh and Michigan. I feel like Michigan has been playing much better since that loss to a very good Notre Dame team back in week 1. So I'll take Michigan to get the win over Penn State in the Big House on Saturday. Next up, number 22 ranked Boston College back in the rankings for the first time in a while as they head into Blacksburg, Virginia to take on the Virginia Tech Hokies. I'm going to take A.J. Dillon and Boston College here. Boston College, last time they were in the top 25, got upset. And I could see that happen again this week, but I don't think so. I feel like A.J. Dillon and the Boston College Golden Eagles will get the win here on Saturday over the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Next up, Missouri, the Kingdom of Drew Lock and the Missouri Tigers head in to Gainesville and Ben Hill Griffin Stadium on homecoming to head in to take on the Florida Gators coming off a tough loss to Georgia last week. I will take the Gators to get a win here over Mizzou. Florida's looked okay last week. Offense was a little bit shaky last week against Georgia, but this is a much easier defense than Georgia. So I will take the Gators to get a win on homecoming weekend to get a win over Mizzou on Saturday. Next up, number 15 ranked Utah heading in to Tempe to take on Herm Edwards and his Arizona State Sun Devils, coming in at 4-4 on the year. All Herm Edwards needs to do is split the next 4 games, and he's got a bowl game coming up. But I don't think he'll get one of those 2 wins here. I'll take the Utes on the road here. Utah's been playing very well. I will take the Utah Utes to get a road win here in Tempe on Saturday. Next up, number 4 ranked Notre Dame heading into Ryan Field in Evanston, Illinois to take on the 5-3 Northwestern Wildcats. I'm going to go with Notre Dame here. I feel like Notre Dame is a very good team. Ever since they moved that quarterback out, I feel like since that quarterback move that Notre Dame made, they've been playing much better. So I'll take Notre Dame to get a road win on Saturday in Evanston against a very tough Northwestern team. Next up, Louisiana Tech heading in to Starkville, Mississippi, and Davis Wade Stadium to take on the number 18 ranked Mississippi State Cowboys. I will take the Mississippi State Bulldogs. My apologies. I'm going to take Nick Fitzgerald and Mississippi State to get the win here. The Cowboys will be going off in this game. I will take the Mississippi State Bulldogs to get the win here over the Louisiana Tech this weekend. I will take the home Bulldogs to get a win over Louisiana Tech on Saturday. Next up, number 7 ranked Oklahoma heading into Lubbock, Texas to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I'm going to go with Kyler Murray in Oklahoma. Kyler Murray in Oklahoma have been looking very good this season. One loss to a very good Texas team is the only blemish they have on their schedule right now. I will take Oklahoma to get a road win in Lubbock and get a win over Texas Tech on Saturday. Next up, number 23 ranked Fresno State, the only other team in the Power 5 with a top 25 ranking right now, as they head to Las Vegas and San Boyd Stadium to take on the running Rebels of UNLV. I will take Fresno State to get a win here. Fresno's been playing very well. This is one of the three teams that Kirk Herbstreit said is better than UCF, so we'll see if that's true. I'll take Fresno to get a win here over UNLV on Saturday. Next up, the two more games left in college football this weekend as the Cal Bears head into Pullman, Washington, and Martin Stadium to take on the Washington State Cougars. Mike Leach has another great team this year. Again, no Luke Falk, but this team has been very good all season. Gardner Minshew, the East Carolina transfer, has been playing very well for Washington State. I'll take the Cougs to get a win here on Saturday at home against a very good Cal team. I will take Wazoo to get a win over Cal on Saturday. And now the game of the week. College Game Day is going to be there tomorrow morning as number 1 ranked Alabama head into Baton Rouge, Louisiana to take on number 3 ranked LSU. As much as I would love to pick LSU here, I just don't want to take a risk. I'm going to take Nick Saban and Alabama to get a win here. It's going to be much closer than people think. 14.5 points. I feel like that is going to be too much here. I will take LSU to cover the spread, but I think Alabama wins the game, so I'll take the Tide to win by maybe a touchdown. So I'll take Alabama to get the win here over LSU. And now into the NFL games for the weekend. Great game last night for the Niners as they win 34-3 over the Oakland Raiders last night in San Francisco. So let's head into the Sunday night games right now. First game out is the Ryan Fitzpatrick-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading in to Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte to take on Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. I will take the Carolina Panthers at home to get a win here. I just don't think Fitzpatrick's good enough here to get a win. I'll take the Panthers to get a home win against my Bucs. I just don't feel like our defense is good enough. The run game's not good enough. I'll take Carolina at home to get a close win against Fitzpatrick and the Bucs on Saturday. Next up, the Chicago Bears heading in at 4-3 and 1-2 on the road as they head in to New Era Field in Buffalo to take on Nathan Peterman and the Buffalo Bills. I will take the Chicago Bears to get a win here. Trubisky's been playing well. Defense is good. Jordan Howard needs to start getting the ball a little bit more. And I feel like if Jordan Howard gets the ball a little bit more, this team could win the division. So I'll take the Chicago Bears to get a win here over the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. Next up, the 7-1 Kansas City Chiefs head in to Paul Brown First Energy Stadium to take on the Cleveland Browns. Hugh Jackson gets fired at the start of the week. My reaction to that was who cares? I'm going to take the Chiefs to get a win here over the Browns. I just feel like Mahomes is going to go off this week. Kareem Hunt will have a nice week. Travis Kelce will look good. I'll take the Chiefs to win this game nice and easy this week and get to 8-1 on the season. Next up, a game of two teams that are fighting for second place in the AFC East. The AFC South, my apologies. It will be the New York Jets heading into Miami and Hard Rock Stadium to take on the Brock Osweiler-led Miami Dolphins. Brocktober is still going here. I'm going to take Sam Darnold and the Jets. I feel like Darnold's been playing very well this season. Even though their record doesn't show it, they've been a very good team this year. I'll take the New York Jets to get a road win against the Fins on Sunday. 86 degrees is supposed to be kickoff time on Sunday in Miami. So I'll take the Jets to get the win over the Dolphins on Sunday. Next up, the Detroit Lions heading in to U.S. Bank Stadium to take on the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take Captain Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I feel like Cousins has been playing very well this season with the Vikings. Latavius Murray, UCF grad, has been playing very well. With no Dalvin Cook, I don't know what's going on with that run game. I'll take the Vikings to get a home win against Stafford and the Lions this week and get to 5-3-1 on the season. I'll take the Vikings at home to get a win over the Lions. Next up, the 3-4 Atlanta Falcons. Two-game win streak so far for Atlanta. They were off last week, coming off a big Monday night win against the Giants 2 weeks ago, as they head into FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland to take on Alex Smith and the Washington Redskins. I'm going to take the Redskins at home here. I feel like the Redskins have been a very good team this year. 59 degrees is supposed to be kickoff time this weekend in Maryland. But get ready, Redskins, because you're coming down here to Tampa next week. And the weather will not be 59 degrees at kickoff at 1 o'clock next Sunday I will guarantee you that. I'll take the Redskins to get a win over the Falcons on Sunday. Next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers heading in to Baltimore in M&T Bank Stadium to take on the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to take Big Ben and the Steelers to get a win here. The Steelers have been playing much better since they got that one win against Tampa on Monday night. They've been playing much better since. I'm going to take the Steelers to get a road win here against Flacco and the Ravens. So give me the Steelers to get a win over the Ravens. Next up, the Red Hot Houston Texans coming in. 4 straight wins for the Texans as they head in to Bronco Stadium in Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. I'm excited to see what Demaryius Thomas is going to do this week for the Texans, playing against his former team, the Broncos, after getting traded last Tuesday to Houston. I'm going to take Deshaun Watson and the Texans. That receiving core looks nasty right now with Fuller and Thomas. I'm going to take the Texans to get a win over the Broncos at Mile High on Sunday. Next up, the San Diego Chargers head in to CenturyLink Field and Seattle to take on Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. I'm going to take the Chargers on the road. The Chargers have had a very good season. They're not doing what they normally do, which starts slow and then end fast. They're actually getting off to a good start this year. I'll take the Chargers to get a road win over Wilson and the Seahawks. Next up, probably the game of the weekend, in my opinion, as the LA Rams head into New Orleans to take on Drew Brees and the Saints. I'm going to go with Todd Gurley, Jared Goff, and possibly Cooper Kupp coming back this week, and the Rams to get a win here. I just feel like that defense is a little bit better than the Saints, and that only Saints loss was in Week 1 to Fitzpatrick and the Bucks. So I'm going to take the Rams to get a road win and continue that streak to get a win over the Saints in a very close game this weekend. Next up, Sunday Night Football. A battle of 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL as Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers head into Gillette to take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I'm going to go with Brady and the Patriots here. I feel like just because they were at home here, I'll take Brady and the Pats to get a win here. If this game was in Green Bay, I probably would go with the Packers. But because this game is in Gillette, in Foxborough, I will take Tom Brady and the New England Patriots to get a close win on Sunday night against Rodgers and the Packers. Next up, Monday Night Football, as the very slumping now Tennessee Titans with Marcus Mariota under center heading to Dallas and Jerry's World to take on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I will take Dak, Zeke, and maybe Amari Cooper having a nice game this week. I'll take the Cowboys to get a win here. The Cowboys have been averaging only giving up 21 points a game, which is pretty solid. Better than our defense, giving up 36 points a game. I'll take the Cowboys to get a home win against Super Mariota and the Titans. And that will do it for this episode of Scott's Week in Sports Today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be posting on Thursday next week because they have state softball next week. So I'll be posting bright and early Thursday morning, right here on Scott's Week in Sports with my college football and NFL predictions. I guarantee you my dad will not be back for that week because he'll be at work. And I'll always like, subscribe, comment, share all these videos with all your subscribers and your friends. That includes you, Steven. Steven, share these videos with your subscribers, man. I need your help. I know you're sitting there at 85, but I would love to have some of them. And I will see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Week in Sports right here on YouTube. See you later, guys.